Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Leadership Revealed. So if you're listening to this on the podcast or you're watching on YouTube, I am super excited to welcome a very special guest. I just want to introduce Maya Vander, who you guys will know from Selling Sunset, and she is a top-selling luxury property agent, and we are very lucky to have her on the show. So I just want to say thank you, Maya, and I really appreciate you for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about real estate. You know, it's
exactly.
Refreshing than talking about selling sunset.
Well, we will have one or two questions about that, but we'll go down
for sure
first. So the first things first, I mean, I know for some people that might not know you, do you just want to give a little bit of an introduction about who you are, how you got started, and Selling Sunset, I suppose?
Sure. So obviously you guys know me. I mean, some of you, I would hope so, from Selling Sunset. I've been doing real estate for almost 10 years, residential real estate. I started in Los Angeles. That's where I got my license. Prior to joining Jason, I was with two other brokerages. Then I moved to Jason. 2 years later, the show got picked up. We filmed the show. Meantime, I moved to Miami. I'm licensed also in Florida and trying to focus mostly on my business in Miami right now, with the exception of, here and there clients in LA, but mostly now Miami.
Great. So when you went to LA, were you always going to be a real estate agent, or was you in another industry? And how did you get into real estate?
Yeah, I was in the retail industry. I was working literally on Melrose, which is a very big street in LA for shopping. So I was working in a clothing store. I was doing retail for a long time. And then my mom told me, why don't you get your real estate license? So I decided to take the risk. When you get your real estate license and you join a company, you usually do not work on a salary. It's commission-based only. So it's a huge risk for me because I like stability and I like to know how much I make and all that. But I took the chance and I worked really hard. I had 3 other jobs. I worked in nightclubs in LA just to support and pay my bills. I worked in another part-time job in downtown LA for clothing company. As a part-time model, and I was doing real estate. So I was really hustling to try to focus on only real estate, but it takes time. And it took me like a good 2 years until I start to get my ball going with real estate. And even then, it's not really stable all the time. You get dry periods. So you really have to keep working hard, really, and hustle.
Yeah. We were just talking before this went live, and we were saying about how the UK model is very much about the company and the branches and the offices, where the US and Australia, it's very much about the individual and the personal branding. Would you say that it's really difficult to get that little bit of traction when you're pushing yourself as a personal brand? Is it quite tough? Like you say, it took you nearly almost 2 years.
Yeah, because when you start your business, it's like okay, you have your name, but who are you? So you do need to have that company behind you as a brand, especially in cities like LA and Miami. Everything is very fancy. You have to be associated with, you don't have to, but it helps to be associated with a good branding company with a good reputation. But building your own brand as an agent takes time. And yeah, the top agents in LA and in Miami, they have their own name. A lot of the time people don't even know which company they work for. I think the company brand does help. It depends on if they give you like certain tools and marketing and all that stuff. But building your own brand is also very important. And honestly, it took me 10 years to decide that I want to build my own brand. Because in LA, I was working for Jason. So it's Jason's brand, right? It's not Maya Vander, it's Jason Oppenheim. And when I moved to Miami, I decided slowly to try to build my own brand. So I'm talking about 10 years. And I wish I was, doing it 5 years ago. But better later than never.
So how do you build your brand? And if you had your time again, what would you do differently to build your brand quicker?
I would do, so what I'm doing now, I wish I would have done 5 years ago. I would say, first of all, decide with like your logo and your branding look, what you want. You want what colors, what look. So have your brand, your logo. So that way, when you're doing any marketing, whether if it's an online, digital ads, mailers, and so on, you have the same brand recognition. So people can, oh, this is that person. And also, see what you want to achieve from your branding and what kind of marketing you want to do with your branding. I'm doing different things right now. I do a lot of online. I'm going to do again the old school mailers, social media. So, but my logo is always my logo, so people will understand and see it. And I just wish I've done it earlier.
Yeah, and a lot of the time you see in America, and especially on Selling Sunset, your face is absolutely everywhere. It's plastered everywhere, isn't it? So people really get to know you and your brand. And yes, it's the Oppenheimer Group, but people come to you because of you. They don't go because of Jason.
Exactly. I mean, look, I think if I would be doing more business in LA, I think the Oppenheimer Group definitely helps because, Jason have a lot of like nice listings. His branding and marketing is absolutely beautiful and very high end. So it's good to be associated with that. But I am in Miami, so Jason, doing his business in LA, so I have to do what's best for me here. So building my brand here as the Maya Vander Group was very important to me. Because I get a lot of leads, I add the girls on my team. So I have girls, my group has 3 girls, 3 ladies, 3 agents. And, we work together. Obviously, I try to give them some clients because I cannot deal with all of the clients. And just be more focused and strategic on, okay, what do I do to build my brand? Because, I am new to Miami relatively. I don't know anyone. I need to build somehow. So I'm doing various things to try to get my business to more of luxury, consistency, listings, and just build it slowly. It takes time. It's a process.
Is there a lot of, I imagine there's a huge amount of networking that goes on. You've got to go where your clients potentially will hang out and introduce yourself.
It is. And unfortunately, I have 2 kids. So I used to do networking in LA, but, going to 8 p.m. to network somewhere, this is the last thing I want to do. I just 8 p.m. for me, it's like trying to put my kids to bed. So I wish I could do more networking. I mean, I'm trying if I can, but it's just difficult because my lifestyle is just different now. So I have to do different things that, potentially can work, which is like online marketing for buying leads, potential mailers, at least get my brand out there so people can recognize me. Oh, she's from Selling Sunset. Oh, she's in Miami. Yeah, she knows real estate. Let's work with her. But again, it's a lot of effort and process and trying to try different things to see what actually works and what provide me the most, return on my investment. And, with, the logo and the luxury and the photos and, professional photography for my brand and my team to make sure I'm doing everything right. And I learned a lot from Jason because I love his marketing. I think he has a great marketing. So Jason's been very consistent with his marketing in LA. So I want to do the same thing here in Miami.
Mm-hmm. So you talk that you've got 3 agents that are now you're working with. How does the brokerage work? How is it set up?
So I am under a brokerage. It's called Compass. It's actually a beautiful brand here in the US. It's a big company. They're all over the United States. And Compass has their own branding. And I'm branding my team, my group within Compass. So it's not my brokerage. People assume I opened my brokerage because I said, hey, it's my group. But my group is under a brokerage. I'm still a real estate agent. I'm not a broker. I'm not looking to open a brokerage because it's a lot of liability. And frankly, I love the Compass brand. So I am trying to work with the Compass branding, which is very sexy, luxurious, and my Maya Vander brand together. We actually have the same logo color, which is black and white. So timeless, classy, simple. And that's how I do it. So with my girls, they have their own clients, but if I can bring them clients as well and try to help them grow, that's my goal as well. I want all of us to make money, not just me.
So when it works with a brokerage, do you get 50%, 40%? Well, I'm not.
No, it's more. I mean, with them, generally, I cannot disclose the split because every brokerage is different. But yeah, the brokerage, like every deal that you make, usually the commission in the US is 2.5% to 3% from either sell side or buy side. Out of that 2.5%, 3%, the brokerage take a fee, a split, whether if it's 30%, 20%, 40%, it's their split, and I keep the rest.
Wow, so it's really quite high that the agent would keep.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on your company and split. It depends how new you are as an agent. Again, every brokerage have their own split. But they provide you, they take the split because they provide you something, right? So whether if they provide you their marketing, their tools, their technology, so you pay, and the liability, which is huge. So out of my commission, I pay the brokerage a split, and then I keep the rest. Obviously, I have to pay taxes and all that. So it's not like, oh, 150,000 in commission. Yes, it's possible, of course, but you have to still pay the taxes. You have a lot of expenses. And I wish every deal would be like that big.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Because when you see them on Selling Sunset and you see the potential commission, 300,000, 400,000, but those sorts of sales don't come along every week.
They don't come on every week. That's my goal, but I need to aim high. They don't come every week, and it takes time. So by the time you close a deal like that, you still have to pay the taxes on that one, and all that. So it's just a lot of hard work. And sometimes in real estate you can have dry periods that maybe you won't sell anything for 2 months, and then all of a sudden, you sell something, but 2 months you haven't. So the key is to really be consistent and make sure that when you do sell, you save money and you're being smart with the way you spend.
Yeah. How do you keep your motivation up? Because if you go through a bit of a dry patch, you're not selling anything.
It's tough. Let me tell you, it's tough. I had so many times, so many moments that I'm like, oh my gosh, let me just stop doing real estate. But I love this business so much.
Yeah.
And I always find out that like it's a lot about your mindset too. If I have a dry period, then I have to be active. I have to go do something. So what if I decide to go try to do door knock or cold call? Just try to attract the energy to get more clients, and that way like your energy will open and somehow you're going to all of a sudden get that client. But you have to really work on your mindset, and it's not easy, and you just have to do it. You gotta like be positive, because it's a tough business. It's not as easy as we see on the show, and you have to find your own clients, and clients are not always loyal to you, so it's a lot of ups and downs. And if a client buy a property without you, it sucks. You find out about it, it's like, oh my gosh, how can you do this to me? But you have to have that attitude. You know what, I want to work with clients who want to work with me, and someone else will appreciate my hard work. And it's just a lot of mindset.
Speaking of the show, I mean, if you don't mind, if we can ask a couple of questions about the show, how much of it is real, and how much is sort of set up and played upon?
So it is real. We don't get scripts. But if something happens, let's say a situation happens, producer will want us to talk about it. So maybe instead of talking about it once, they will want us to have 3 other conversations with 3 different people about the same scenario. So in that sense, yes, like some of the conversation, we know what they want us to talk about, but it's not like they give us a script and tell us, hey, can you say this and that? We pretty much say what we want to say. But the conversations sometimes are more, we kind of know what to expect. If let's say someone said she was engaged, and then we know it's a big deal, let's talk about that. So, a client, it's sometimes, let's say we film a client and, the angle is wrong and they didn't get this voice. You have to repeat doing that stuff. But I wouldn't say it's fake. I mean, there are no fake storylines. You just have to, you sometimes, on a situation, you have to have multiple conversations that we know we have to do it because it's a show, and otherwise it's not going to be entertaining. Yeah. Like, would I want to talk about, I don't know, Chriselle and Jason relationship 1,000,000 times? No, but do I know producer will expect that? Yes. Yeah. You've almost got to be led by what makes good TV and sort of get pushed basically to talk about. If I could just show real estate and just do deals, that would be ideal. But clearly, I learned 5 seasons in that the show is everything but real estate. It is. It doesn't make good TV talking about real life, does it? You've got to talk about the drama and the entertainment exactly factor. So we know you've got your group, and that's going really well, and you're building up your brand. Is there anything else that you're currently involved in that you're trying to push? Yes, I'm trying to push my real estate course, because I have so many emails about people who ask me, hey, how do I get into real estate? What do I need to do? And it's hard for me to just take my time and, send individual email and DMs on IG to people. So I created my own course. It's very easy. It's a link. You can download it. You can watch it in your own time. It's basically basic tips and ideas on what to do as a new agent, something that I wish I knew when I started. like building my brand. You know, I didn't think about it 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. I was always pushing someone else's brand. So I think it's a great course. It's not too long. It's not too boring. It's more straight to the point, and it's good for people who are either started the business or want to start in taking the real estate career.
Brilliant. We'll put all the links in all the descriptions on YouTube and etc. So people can have a look. So what made you want to do that? Were you thinking back of your own experience when you didn't have that help and there was nobody there to help you and you thought, well, I'll try and help these new agents? Is that what gave you the inspiration to come up with the course?
Yeah, and also I know how it is when you start, like, you know, a lot of people maybe don't have the extra money to spend on marketing, and what do? So it's I'm providing ideas that, like, okay, this is what you should do because it's free. I think this time and age it's better because you have social media. 10 years ago we barely started having Facebook and a little bit of Instagram, but now you can do so much with social media. So I try to provide agents some free tools because I didn't have money to spend on marketing. Only when I sold a big property and I finally got decent commission, then I took that money and spent that budget on marketing and online. Obviously, every country is different. Every state is different. So I'm not sure how it works in the UK, but I'm sure similar rules can be applied.
Yeah, I think I was saying to you beforehand, we seem to be a little bit behind the personal branding of the US. So, you know, online personal branding, it's becoming a big thing. Digital marketing, Facebook, Google ads, although they've been around for a long time, it's probably only the last 3 or 4 years that people are really trying to push things online. But you guys have been doing that for years and years and years, haven't you?
I don't know what Jason is doing in terms of marketing. I know for me personally, I do different things online. I've been doing, I've been buying online leads for years because I think that's how I got, that's how I really starting to build my business, especially in Miami. And I'm just going to do different things too. Like I'm going to do more Google ads. I'm going to do more mailers and just trying to be more consistent with marketing because I think the key is consistency. If you send one postcard, it's not going to do anything. Like you have to really send like maybe every 2 months. Like you always have to be in people's face. People need to remember you somehow. Otherwise, you're just another agent.
Yeah, you've got to differentiate yourself, haven't you? And also, if you don't differentiate yourself and people invite you out, then price is going to be a key factor. If you can show yourself so much better than your competition, then price is taken out of the equation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good. So it has you on the Selling Sunset website. It has you listed on the Oppenheimer Group. It has you listed as an agent. Do you think you'd go back if there was another series, or is that you finished with that now?
Well, I love Jason, but legally, because I'm with a different company in Miami, I had to move my license from the Oppenheimer Group because of conflict of interest. Me and Jason have a ton of respect for each other, and given I'm just focusing on Miami, I had to do that. I don't know what will be with the future show. I mean, for me personally, it's hard to travel back and forth. I have my family, I have my kids. I love Selling Sunset, and I'm so lucky for the opportunity, but it's just hard to fly every week to film an episode. And especially, given they want the drama, they want the crazy fashion, and I don't provide the drama and I don't have the crazy fashion. So I just provide me. But I think maybe might be boring for the producers. So we'll see what happens. But I think like I'm just going to focus on my business here in Miami, and they're welcome to come and film me here. I think there is so much to see, and that would be ideal, but I think they're working on a different show in Miami with different ethnicities. So
yeah. So are you involved in some philanthropic work as well?
In which one?
In the philanthropic work, like charity works? Are you working with some charities?
Yes. Well, my stillbirth story, as a lot of people know about it, I lost my son at 38 weeks. So it's very important for me to create awareness for pregnancy loss, infant loss, and obviously stillbirth, because unfortunately I'm part of this club. I'm involved with a few organizations, just trying to create more awareness, trying to help them raise money, because those are all nonprofit organizations, Push for Pregnancy, Aliyah in Action. Those people, those organizations reach out to me when I lost my son, and it's a very dark time to be in. So I'm very helpful and thankful for them. So I try as much as I can to be more involved, and also it helps other women to know they're not alone. And frankly, it helps me too. selfishly, when I talk about it, it's not because I want people to feel sorry for me. It's because it just helped me to understand the trauma that I've been going through and help other women.
With all your philanthropic work, your new business, mother, wife, how do you cope with everything? Are you are you big on structure? Have you got a lot of routines? Are you very good with your time?
Yes, I'm really trying to be focused on structure. Like I have a calendar. I know it's very old school here, but it's like literally like I write. Oh, you cannot see because I have this Zoom thing. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I can
it's like
see,
yeah, I write everything down. I try to prioritize what's important for me to get done every day. Like let's say if I did mailers and people scan my QR code, I want to reach out to those people. So I send email writing in the morning, so I won't forget. Then I do follow-ups. Then I search properties for clients. Sometimes I have inspection, appraisal. So I try to be very efficient with my time. Usually I pick up my kids from daycare around 4:35. So I try to at least spend time with them between 4:30 till 9 o'clock until they go to bed. If they go to bed at 9 o'clock, because lately it's been tough. But and then if I need to catch up on work, but it's a lot, and it could be sometimes overwhelming. I try to find time to go get massage. I try to find time to go, do a good workout, because I think those are very important. And so sometimes I get overwhelmed, but I try to really organize my schedule so I'll be more efficient and get things done. And sometimes, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I forget about a client. And if he buys, then it's my fault because I didn't do the follow-up. So I worked on my not CMA, CRM just before we spoke. I just tried to organize my contact database. And I do it every day, little by little. So
but it's structure that helps you do that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, brilliant. Just last question. What does leadership mean to you? Because the podcast is all about leadership. What makes a good leader? You're clearly an inspiration to estate agents, men and women, but what would you think makes you a good leader?
So I have 3 girls on my team, and it's very important for me that they're not just like working with me on my team and I'm like this, I disappeared on them. I try to, first of all, give them tools like business cards, marketing, guidance, some sort of I don't have too much time to mentor, but yes, I want to be available for them, advise them, and just stay really connected with them so they will stay with me because it's important for me that people will be loyal. I think good leadership, will offer all those things that I just mentioned, and loyalty, information, some sort of education, branding, all of that. Like I try to always tag my girls on social media to give them the exposure that will help them to potentially get clients. So I just try to be a good leader in that sense, and just help as much as I can because I don't want people to leave my group. And that's why I don't recruit more people to my group right now. I feel like 3 for me right now is okay. Once I get bigger and grow more, then I can afford that. But for now, I just want to make sure I can manage. And manage not mean I'm not their boss. They're independent contractor, but I want to be available and approachable when they have problems and issue with transactions.
Yeah, I totally agree. It is all about communication and being there to help them and, just help problem solve because they will come up against issues and problems.
And every transaction in real estate has an issue. I never had an easy one. And I sold a lot of properties. And yeah, you have to be a problem solver. I actually just did a video about it. I think the other day on a post on IG. Real estate it looks fun and easy, but there are a lot of issues in every property and clients are very emotional. You have to be creative. You have to know how to give answers to your clients. And same to the girls on my team.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, mate, it's been absolutely brilliant talking to you. Some amazing tips there, and I wish you all the best in your new ventures in your group. So, guys, if you want to get in touch with Maya, we'll put all the social media links on there. Please check out the course. I've had a good look at it. It looks absolutely amazing, and I'll see you next time on Leadership.
Thank you, and drink a lot of water. I know it's hot over there. It's hot over here too, but we're used to it.
Great. Thanks again. See you guys.